Hey guys, Ty the Dog Guy here with Ty the Dog Guy on the daily. And I wanted to talk to you today about what I call the collateral effect. And the collateral effect is this. There's so many things that we do. There's so many things that you do in your daily life that have a collateral effect. And let me forget about your dog for a second and talk about just you. And so let's say that you start your morning with a smoothie and meditation. Or you start your morning with a jog and hanging out with your kids. Or you start your morning with, a healthy breakfast and, reading a great book. Now let's contrast that with starting your morning with, waking up, jumping on Facebook and getting in an argument with somebody about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton or something like that. Or let's say you wake up and you're late for work and you're scrambling to get to work or something like that. So let's contrast those ideas, right? Both of those are going to have a collateral effect on your day. I think you could agree with me on that, right? To where, let's say you start your day with that smoothie and the jog, that's going to set the tone for your day. And that's going to set the tone for how so many things go. And it's going to have a collateral effect. What I mean by that is what you did during those 10 minutes, well, not 10 minutes, that's about all I can jog. But what you did during those, that hour where you had that smoothie and went on that jog or whatever, is going to affect what happens to you at 3 p.m. It's going to affect, your mindset at noon. It's going to affect, how you go to sleep that night. Or you get up and you're scrambling to get to work on time and things like that. No. Sorry, my puppy's getting into something here. And you're scrambling to get to work. That's also going to have a collateral effect. Would you agree? So the concept behind a collateral effect is it's something that you do during this period of time, but it affects collaterally, I hope I'm using that word right because I've been using this for years now, but it affects collaterally what happens with the rest of your day, what happens with the rest of whatever. And so like I say, you've got micro, you've got macro. On a micro level, it's how you wake up in your ritual in the morning. On a macro level, it might be you went to college and that has this huge collateral effect, or whatever the case might be, right? So the same holds true for our dogs. There's several things that we can do that have a collateral effect. One of those I find is a structured walk. And a lot of folks, who watch dog trainers on TV or something like that, they become accustomed to hearing that, we got to get our dogs on a walk. And so a lot of folks are doing that without a problem. But what I find is not everyone's doing it in a structured way where the dog's healing properly, paying attention, with you. But I find that a walk has one of the best collateral effects. I found dogs that have house training issues. If we get them on a solid, structured walk, that helps with the house training issues. I found that dogs that have aggression or anxiety issues, if we get them on that walk, again, not just any walk, but a structured walk, that during those 30 minutes, those 45 minutes or whatever of that walk, it tends to affect the rest of that dog's day. It tends to affect the rest of that dog's week or whatever the case might be. I find the same thing with treadmill for my little one. Hey, Chip, with Chip here. If Chip doesn't get her treadmill, there's a collateral effect that she's a little bit nuts throughout the day. But if she has that 30 minutes in the morning on the treadmill, it makes such a big difference for the rest of the day. And so that's what I'm talking about, collateral effect. Now, when I see it with dogs, I find a good place command, proper walking, have really big collateral effects. Any time we spend doing that, almost amplifies and almost gets bigger because any time we spend doing that affects other areas of the dog's life. And so oftentimes when folks come to me and they say, well, I've got this issue or this issue or this issue, so much of what we're going to do to fix it has nothing to do with that moment in time and everything to do with collateral effects and, what behaviors that create a collateral effect at other times. And so I want you to think about that. I want you, if you have to chart it. Look at days that went better for your dog's behavior, your dog's attitude, your dog's whatever, and look at days that went worse and examine the whole thing. Don't examine the moment when, for example, when I'm working with a dog with aggression and someone says, oh my gosh, it went so good the other day. We walked by the fence and there was dogs barking at him and he didn't respond. Awesome. What did you do? We talk about that moment. What I also try to get folks to realize is what else did you do? What preceded that? What preceded that by hours. You know, what was the day going like before that? So create these, you know, look for these patterns. Like I say, you're going to find it oftentimes revolving around obedience, you know, nutrition, exercise, stuff like that. But look for these moments and see what these collateral effects are for your dog, so that as time goes on, you can create these, almost systematize the approach, and your life's going to get a whole lot better. So thanks for listening. Look for collateral effects in your dog's life.